Hello everyone, my name is Jasmine McCoy and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, thank you for clicking in to drop by, but if you are a returner, it is always nice to have you back. This video, I'm going to be doing a week in my life as a medical student. If you don't know, I go to Northwestern University, Feinberg School of Medicine in Chicago, Illinois. But before we get too far into the video, if you are not yet subscribed, that is okay. I can help you out with that. You're going to take your finger, your cursor, whatever it might be. You will go to the big red button in the bottom right-hand corner that says subscribe. You will click that, turn on notifications. That way you will be notified of all the other videos that I will be making in the future on my journey in medical school. And as always, if you like this video, like it, and consider becoming a Patreon for as little as $2 a month. By becoming a Patreon ambassador, you will have access to behind-the-scenes pictures and videos that support me as a growing content creator. But without further ado, let's get into my week as a medical student. I started off my week by going to a volleyball tournament, and this was not anything professional, nothing too fancy. It was literally just a bunch of medical students getting together. We created a bracket. We had all of these different names, and I went to support my friends. I was not going to play, although I did attempt to serve the ball over the net. It did not go well, but that's okay. I was having a good time. So I went supporting my friends. I had my blanket. I was lounging in the sand. I had my sunnies on. I was having a good time. And even the friends that I went to support, they didn't win, but they won in my heart. And we all were just having a good time at the beach because I've never lived in a place where I've just been able to say, I feel like going to the beach. I'm going to have a 10-minute walk and I'll be at the beach. That's pretty nice. So here are some videos from the volleyball tournament. Now, one of the things you didn't see in those videos was while we were lounging, we were still getting some work done. Because I am in medical school, I've got to do medical school things. That includes studying. So we had some people out there doing Anki cards, which we will get to that later. We also had some people logging on to the Zoom for our review practice session where they put questions out for us, we'll answer them. And some people logged in the middle of the volleyball tournament. So people were watching, people were participating, but mostly there for the volleyball. So it was still very fun. And now we will move into the next section, which is medical school. At the time of filming this, we have 2 weeks before our first exam, but this week specifically was the third week of medical school. And that means it was the very middle of our first block, which is Foundations 1. Oh, okay. A lot of feelings happening this week because it's really setting in that I'm in medical school. I have to study. I have to do academic things that I have not done since my senior year of college in 2021. So getting back into that studying mode, being able to just sit and stare at my computer for 3-4 hours is something that I've been getting back into, but it's something that many of us are going through because there are a lot of people in at least my class of Feinberg School of Medicine that took gap years. So we're working through it and we're studying together. We're studying together at the law library. We like the law library. Not law as in the last name of the person who donated the money to make the library is called law. No, this is the law school library. And we as medical students will just infiltrate. And we, not like we're not able to get in there because we do have swipe access on our cards. But we'll go in, we will have our own little medical school corner where we're all doing our Anki cards, looking at the different PowerPoints or whatever. And I've also been studying in the Galter Library. Galter is the medical school library, and I like that one as well. But I've been in both, and I've been trying something new. I have never done Anki before. Anki is essentially a spaced repetition flashcard application. So it will have a question, a fill in the blank, explain this, that, whatever it might be. You click your space bar and it will give you the answer, the fill in the blank, the picture explaining the pathway, whatever it might be. I tried that for the first time this week. It was different. It really is like flashcards just on your computer. And I started off doing 100 cards a day. The highest that I got to was 700 cards in a day. And I'm like, ooh, go Jasmine, go Jasmine. So I've been doing that to learn and make sure that I am memorizing what I need to know, but also applying it because it's not just straight regurgitation. It's being able to apply what you have learned. And on top of that, I'm looking at the learning guides. The learning guides are written by the doctors that are teaching us. And there are parts of the learning guides that are bolded. If it's bolded, you definitely need to know it. And so I'm looking at that as well as answering the learning objective questions. So it's going pretty good. One thing coming up in the future, as I said, is that first medical school exam. If you want to know about my experience with my first medical school exam, I'm obviously going to make a YouTube video about that. If you want to make sure that you're one of the first to know about that YouTube video, you're going to subscribe and turn on notifications using those buttons in the bottom right-hand corner. And here are some videos of me studying as well as the people, the friends that I do it with. And even though I was doing a lot of studying this week, I did make time for some of the finer things in life, like going to a rooftop pool. I am not someone who goes to the pool usually, but if it's on the top of a building, why not? So I went to a rooftop pool of one of the apartment complexes of one of my friends. So much fun. I had a good time. I didn't get into the water because I cannot swim. Point blank period. I just cannot swim. So that's part of the reason why I'm not really a pool girly. But I put my little feetsies in the pool, splashed around, and it was nice. And we also had some brownies, and we were just having a little study break. So here's a little bit of video from our excursion to that rooftop pool. Speak for yourself. Now, Saturday was a very busy day to end the week, but I was able to work in a little bit of fun, a little bit of studying, and a little bit of relaxing. So, for my mental health, for my physical exercise, I went on a little walk in my AKA Ivy Box two-piece set. I even made a little video for it, which you can see here. I'm going to put that video. Has a bunch of dogs playing fetch, so I was having a good time. And after that, I went to a farmer's market on one of the streets near my apartment. So I'm walking back home from my walk in the park, but I see the farmer's market. The farmer's market has literally closed down 2 or 3 blocks of street. And I'm like, oh, let's try this. So I go, and they have obviously farm things. So they're going to have fruits, veggies. They also had a bunch of flowers. And there were people walking around with these beautiful bouquets, people walking around with these little mason jar bouquets. If you bought them for $6, you got the jar. And then next week, because apparently this farmer's market happens every week, next week, when you bring back the mason jar and get your bouquet again, your mini bouquet, it would only be $5. I think I'm going to do one of those. So I was just having an amazing time in my little AKA Ivy Box set, walking up and down the farmer's market. And here are a little bit of videos from that experience now.
Yes, it's not asking too much. Please send me someone to love.
Nobody would get up there for him.
Personally, I ended up getting some blueberries, some blackberries, Roma tomatoes, as well as some pasta sauces. And I've already used one of the pasta sauces. Literally amazing.
I just had to cut in real quick. The pasta sauce that I got from River Valley, I got the portobello mushroom pasta sauce. I used it for my dinner tonight. Very good. I'm loving it. I made a great dinner tonight. I just had to come in and let you all know that.
So after that, it was time to go to the medical school mixer. And this was a medical school mixer, not just for Feinberg, but for many of the other medical schools here in the Chicagoland area. The other school that was there in the highest amounts of students was Loyola. So I met a lot of Loyola students. We were having a good time again on the beach. We like that. And people were doing things like playing spike ball, playing volleyball. Not many people were getting into the water because it was overcast and just not the best beach weather. Oh, we also had a beach warning for high waves, so that was another reason people weren't getting in. But it was still very fun. And here's a little bit of video from that. And that concludes a week in my life as a medical student at Northwestern University, Feinberg School of Medicine. So if you are still here and you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like it. Make sure that you consider becoming a Patreon ambassador for as little as $2 to gain access to behind the scenes videos and content. And if you have any suggestions of things that I should do in Chicago, because this is a gigantic city, I am just one person. I know that I am not going to find all the little tidbits and secrets that are out there. So if you have any suggestions of things that I should do in Chicago, you can put those in the comments. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.